Two guys that I've known like my whole life, damn near. So, without further ado, from Culpeper, Virginia, I got my man for the second time on the show, Mr. Alex Scott, and I got my man Dobie White from Culpeper, VA. Both of them Culpeper, VA, and they go. And the reason I got them here today, we're gonna talk a little sports, man, specifically Culpeper sports and how it's connected to what's going on today. Because without what happened in the past, we probably wouldn't be seeing some of these incredible athleticism that we see in our sports today. So welcome. Thank y'all for coming through, brother.
Appreciate it.
So Dobie, real quick, man. I did some research on y'all this morning, man. So I thought y'all won the state championship. And what year was this when y'all went real deep in the playoffs?
Well, it was 2 years. 90 was the first year.
Oh, okay. See, I was in the Army. I didn't know.
Yeah, 90 was the first year, and then we won again in 92.
Okay. All right. So anyway, this is the deal, right? What's the deepest y'all went was what year was it again?
90 and 92.
Okay. And y'all went how far again?
We went to the quarterfinals.
Both years.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Who y'all? First off, who did y'all get beat by?
We lost to the same team.
Matoka.
Get out of here.
Yeah, Matoka.
Matoka. Where's Matoka?
Petersburg. It's more. What's it like? It's like it's the county part of Petersburg though. So the people in Petersburg City go to Petersburg High School, and the people on the surrounding counties go to Matoka.
So okay. So early '90s. Petersburg. Still had that flavor though.
Oh, without a doubt. That was Moses Malone High School.
Yeah, that's
old
like
high
a
school.
basketball mecca.
Yeah, that's where Moses Malone came from.
No
so
doubt.
you know they were down in that area. So
the first high school player to ever go straight from high school to the pros.
Yeah.
From Petersburg, Moses Malone.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure what year it was, but Virginia basketball has some history. Man.
Oh yeah, no doubt. So what was where did y'all play? Did y'all play in this? Was the game in the
first year, the 1990? We played at University Hall in Charlottesville.
That's what I want to hear about.
Yeah.
So what was that experience like? Either one of y'all feel free to jump in.
Well, first of all, we going into the season, we never even thought about state. We never even talked about state. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't. I guess it just wasn't something that we talked about. It wasn't our main focus. I think coming in there, they picked us like 6 or 7.
6 or 7
to come in the district.
Yeah, in the district.
In the preseason rankings, they picked us like 6 or 7. So
what was y'all regular season record the year before that?
The team before that was, I ain't saying they was a mess, but we used to be, me and Dobie won the JV championship the year before.
Yes, we won the JV championship, the year before.
So our coach would get on the bus and say, hey, look, the fellas took a hard one tonight.
we
y'all don't look like y'all having too much good time going back down the road. The fellas took a hard one tonight. So we used to be running people out the gym. Like we've been doing that since early age. Like it skipped a generation, like in between, like Mr. and them kick butt. Then it stopped for a couple of years.
We ain't gonna talk about him yet. We gonna get.
That's what I'm saying. But then
I got a specific question.
But you were saying like the year before, like
Yeah.
it went from Mr. Then it kind of died out for a couple of years, and then we brought it back to life.
Okay. So what I'm saying is, so basically, I say it. The team was sorry before y'all, but the varsity team wasn't all that good before y'all.
They just coming. You got to look. They was coming behind Mister's team.
Yeah.
So
and they were going against, and that's the time Paul Carter was at.
Yeah.
Orange.
Y'all had y'all reign over there.
So y'all had the reign.
Y'all had a 3-year reign over at Orange. That right after Mister's got up out of there. So
hey, look, man,
they ran into that.
Before we get to Mister, man, I'm gonna tell you, man, it was some sad days, man, when we used to come over there to watch those games, man. Oh my God, raining. It wasn't no 3-point line, but it was raining long distance jumpers, man.
I seriously, he like the best basketball player I've seen live.
The GOAT.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's. I watched a video of him last night on YouTube, and it's still like
Rodney was talking about it yesterday.
And it's still unbelievable. Like I grew up with that dude. He out there. I seen him stripping Charles Barkley last night on the joint and going coast to coast and hit the 3. I'm like, that's the dude I grew up with doing that.
Played with.
I ain't want to jump the question, but he took it. He took it to shot, man.
Took it to Shaq.
All of them.
Look, my nephew said, that was gold. I mean, he said that was Orlando Shaq, too.
That Orlando Shaq that could jump and run Shaq.
He was one of the considered one of the best players in the world, man. Yeah. Without a doubt.
Yeah, especially for his height, man. He's a little dude.
But he been like that all his life. Like when
we played what, man?
Yeah, but let's get back.
We're gonna get to him because I got real specific questions about him. So anyway, where were we, man?
The experience going to the first state.
Right.
So so we, like I said, it wasn't the focus on our mind going in there, but we reeled off like 5 in a row, our first 5 in a row.
And got ranked the highest that any team in Culpeper ever got ranked in the state. Next thing we know, we number 2 in the state.
Man.
So, I mean.
And everybody, now we got target on our back.
And then we had a point guard, Andre.
Yeah.
Jake the Snake.
Andre Hackley.
Yes, sir.
A lot of people don't. Andre don't even talk about. I talked to Andre last week.
Andre was a beast.
He just told his daughter last week that he played high school basketball.
What?
He asked me to send him a clip. He said he never talked about it. He probably was like, he was the Central Virginia Player of the Year.
Oh.
Behind Mister, he's probably the second best player to ever come from
Andre was
Virginia.
a monster.
Okay.
Andre was a monster.
I was in the Army, man. I missed all this. I kind of heard like rumblings of it, but I had been gone for 3 years already.
No, he was a cold-blooded shooter, man.
But that team was solid. That team was solid. We could go we probably went like 7 deep that year.
Mm-hmm.
Well, 6 people averaged double figures.
So I mean,
we had at least 6 people every night getting 10.
That's amazing, man.
It was a good experience. And then when it was a chance for us to get to the state. It was like, oh, we got a chance to get to the state here.
So what was your record first off?
20-7.
20-7.
20-7 that year, that first year.
How did it work as far as who got to get picked? Because it seems like now, I don't know, maybe I'm tripping, but it seems like they let everybody in the playoffs.
Well, now it's like 6 different state champions.
Oh,
yeah, it's watered
every
down.
division has a state champion. Back then, when you were AA, it was one AA champion.
That's what I thought.
Everybody come down, and you eventually you got to come see somebody from Richmond or 757.
Yep.
That's how it worked. Or Alexandria or T.C. Williams or somebody. Eventually, you got to come see one of them.
So it got watered down.
It got watered down now.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's 6 different all-state teams, 6 different state championship teams. So now when you see a player that says he's all-state, he probably couldn't have made all-district when we played.
Yeah.
You know?
So you said y'all were 20-7, and do y'all remember? How many games is it before the end of the regular season till y'all get? How the playoff consisted of how many games y'all had to play?
We lost. 2 of the losses were Christmas tournament losses. We lost to Fauquier and we lost to
Bishop O'Connell.
Beat
the brakes off us.
So the Christmas tournament is after the regular season.
No, that was
like 2 weeks after the season start.
We was 5-0. That's what we reeled off 5-0, and then we took 2 L's in the Christmas.
2 losses in the Christmas tournament. We lost to Fauquier, who went on to be like state semifinals in AAA.
Okay,
and we lost to Bishop O'Connell, who's like puts out pros. They like almost like Oak Hill
White
private
boys.
school in East Falls Church, and they recruit players. I mean, their whole starting lineup was probably 6'6" across the board. They had this one white boy that was scorching us. I don't know his name
Killed us.
or where he went. I'm pretty sure he was at Princeton or something like that. They was running that white boy offense. They were running picks. He over there way. We like, how he get that open?
Killed us.
It was like that. One of those. Let's come to Jesus. Like, we need to really practice and work on our craft.
We ain't as good as we thought we were.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, it's a lot of I've seen throughout my upbringing as my coming of age in the military, going all around the world. I saw that a lot of our folks, they believe that just because you look more athletic and you can jump higher than everybody and you faster than everybody, that's gonna mean that translate to wins. Not necessarily. I've seen more real Tim Duncan fundamental types.
That's it.
Put it on some.
Wear you out.
Yeah.
It was a player. We had a player like that. We keep talking about the Mister and places like that, but growing up, we learned fundamentals.
Yeah.
We learned fundamentals. Coach Carson, I don't know if a lot of people don't remember a dude named
Mikhail.
He came from Elizabeth City State when we were probably in 7th grade, 8th grade. He changed all of our lives. It went from
he's the varsity coach.
He was the Cougar coach. He was the JV. He was the junior high coach.
High coach. He was assistant on varsity.
Assistant on varsity. But when he came in, he changed our culture when we were in junior high. Our culture was different than the team in front of us culture. He would come pick us up when I was at 12. And if it snowed, he would drive around Culpeper and pick up the whole team and open up the gym for us all day.
Yeah.
We would run, and sometimes we would get in the gym and not touch the basketball. He said, leave the basketball. Go straight to the steps.
Right.
Straight to laps. And at the time, we wasn't thinking, we like, this dude trying to kill us. A couple of people, you seen people quit.
Yeah.
But see, a few great players quit at that time that could have went on to be great with us. But that regiment broke them down.
But y'all, it's amazing.
There was some special people to keep up with that.
It's amazing telling me this story because this is the crack this is at the end of the crack generation.
Yeah, and we lost some to that.
You know what I'm saying? If during that time you got a guy that comes in there and he takes all the theatrics out of basketball, maybe right, but he goes back to the fundamentals to make y'all a fundamentally sound team. And for y'all who stuck with it, it kind of manifested itself into some success, I guess. So, okay, all right. So y'all get to the state champ. So y'all get to the you said the quarterfinals.
Quarterfinals.
So what was that experience like?
Going to U-Haul.
Yeah,
it was like. Well, first of all, like when the game when we beat
the game before
Charlottesville,
we beat Charlottesville. Yeah. And the 2 games before that.
Oh, yeah.
It was 2 games before that. So we went to the regionals.
Okay.
Culpeper had never got out of the regionals since 1972.
Where was this going? Where was this?
This was in Spotswood, right beside
over in the mountains.
Yeah.
Right next to Massanutten.
Tracking, okay.
We going to take on Charlottesville High School. You know,
the
Black Knights.
Yeah,
that's a home game for them.
Basically, yeah.
And you know Charlottesville coming, they got the squad.
They devastating.
They had a center, Larry Alexander, I think his name was. He's like 7 foot.
And then they had Kareem Martin.
They had Kareem Martin, who went on to play football for UVA. Kareem could jump out the gym.
High jump 7 foot, I think.
I did a move.
School.
You remember that move? I pump faked him in the game one time. And he jumped all the way over me.
He could jump at the hit the top of the backboard. He could touch the top of the backboard
and
back then.
We were not supposed to win that game. And it seemed like maybe 4 minutes left in the game, and Andre Hackley went into an out-of-body experience. At the last 3 minutes of the game, I don't remember leaving past half court, just kind of watching him just glide and taking the whole 5.
Jake the Snake
to the rack.
So it wasn't like a strategy thing that got him.
It wasn't no strategy.
He just went.
We were a defensive team.
Okay.
We were defense. We had 5 people, 6 people who probably could have been all district who accepted lesser roles. And were okay with the lesser role, understood that Andre Hackley was the man.
So Andre turned into Michael Jordan.
He turned into Michael Jordan. We were the Ron Harpers and the Scottie Pippens, and we had the people who were getting on the floor, getting the Thomas Agnew, sticking people on the defense. We had people who didn't mind playing their role. Nobody. I've never heard a argument in the huddle about who's not getting the ball. For 3 or 4 seasons in a row, I never heard somebody say, "Y'all missing me." We played as a team every night. By the third quarter, the starting, we out the game because we be up by 40.
So yeah, we shocked them that night. We beat Charlottesville. Beat them that night. We shocked them.
And again, it was still no 3. Was it 3-point line?
Yeah. So we had to win that game, and that game would send us to the state automatically.
Okay.
So now we're in the regional finals against Robert E. Lee, the number 1 team in the state.
They always the number 1 team.
Yeah.
They always number 1, undefeated.
If you don't know Robert E. Lee in Stanton, Virginia, a lot of people don't know that little part of the mountain over there puts out some of the best basketball players in the world.
Yeah.
Robert E. Lee, Waynesboro, Charlottesville, Harrisonburg, them 4 little spots right there. You got Steph Curry's, that's where his family's from. They from Waynesboro because his daddy's from Waynesboro. Remember Dale Curry? You got Ralph Sampson.
Yeah.
You got Kevin Madden that used to play for UNC.
Man, y'all bringing up some old school names.
These are the people. I was more nervous going into the regional championship than I was the state championship, knowing that we had to play Robert E. Lee.
Yeah. So,
and we could have beat them that night. And what was it, like a minute left?
We gave them hell.
It was 1 minute left. their number one player stole the basketball, was getting ready to go dunk it in front of like 3,000 people. The white boy from Culpeper, Darren Snow, ran out the crowd. He mid-air, Darren Snow clotheslined this motherfucker. Clotheslined this motherfucker. And then tried to get back up in the crowd and sit there like he ain't never did nothing.
Every time Alex come over
yeah.
man.
Am I lying though? Am I lying? He break out. He in the air like this. You can see the white boy come out of nowhere.
He's a fan?
They used to love, they were like a cult for us.
Man, they are.